many people lose their creative power because they keep pushing things that simply aren't ready to move. Today, at this mountain lake, we want to show you how to avoid this trap and to find the sweet spot for gaining momentum. I loved this as a child. Oof.
That was deeply unimpressive.
Exactly. And somehow it reminds me of what many people do with their ideas. They throw all their energy into it without any visible result.
And usually they think, I need to try harder, I need better arguments, I need to explain it more and push more.
Instead of asking, is this the surface that can actually respond?
We see this all the time with leaders, founders, change makers, creative people. They care deeply about something. They want to create movement, transformation, something meaningful. And then they spend years trying to convince people who are fundamentally closed.
Yes. People who instantly say, yes, this won't work. We've tried it before. Be realistic.
And the more resistance they encounter, the harder they push.
Until creating becomes exhausting. Not creative anymore, just friction.
And I think this is where many people lose themselves, because they start believing, if I was stronger, smarter, tried harder, maybe then it would work.
When actually they might simply be throwing their stones at rock. Years ago, we came across the sustainability pioneer Alan AtKisson with a study on change that helped us enormously to understand change processes. We described the model in one of our books, and we'll link it in the description below if you want to dig in further. One of the surprisingly simple ideas was that everybody responds to a new idea in the same way. Some people are naturally curious, ready to experiment. Others are cautious. And some are deeply invested in keeping the things exactly as they are now.
What fascinated us was this. Many innovators waste enormous amounts of energy trying to convince the strongest resistors first, instead of strengthening those people who are already responsive, the people who hear an idea and think, interesting, tell me more. There might be something in this. And AtKisson's model helped us realize you don't need to convince everybody. At the beginning, you need far fewer people than you think. But you do need a few allies and helpful promoters. Enough people for ripples to spread.
And once movement starts, other people begin to notice. We have a study linked in the description below that suggests that about 25% of a group are enough to make social shift unstoppable. That's how many transformation actually happened, not through overpowering resistance, but through strengthening resonance.
So what does this mean in practice? I think one of the most important questions for leaders is, where is life already responding? Where is curiosity already there? Where are people already leaning forward?
And equally important, where are you simply bleeding energy? Where are you trying to prove yourself? Where you're trying to convince people who don't actually want to move?
Because your creative energy is precious, and protecting that energy is not weakness, it's leadership.
Yes, and this does not mean avoiding the difficult discussions or just surrounding yourself with people who agree. But it does mean that you know the difference between friction and possibility. You can't force resonance, but you can create the conditions that make transformation more likely.
And that's a huge part of what we actually do in our work, helping leaders create those conditions, helping them stop wasting themselves, helping them find water instead of constantly fighting the rocks.
One last try.